James in Atlanta, Georgia, the Peach State. He writes and he says, "Hello, sir. Just a quick question. The equipment we see on the benches in your videos, are we seeing those products in their initial assembly testing, or are we seeing products on the healing bench for repair and refurbishment? Thanks." Well, I guess you haven't had a tour here at PS Audio, and I would encourage anybody, because, you know, COVID is, well, it's not over, but for most of us, it's kind of putting it behind us. At this date, we still require masks, but we're not insisting on vaccinations or anything. So if you're in the area and you want to come by and take a tour, we're still just a little sensitive, but you're more than welcome, and I would encourage you to do so. This is, well, you're just seeing a little bit of the engineering lab. And these benches that I sit at, all the way back, these are repair benches. These are dealing with the wounded PS Audio equipment that needs to be either refurbished or fixed. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those benches where technicians sit, and because, you know, we've got products that are out for decades, and while most of them are very reliable, we do have problems. This whole shelf over here, this is interesting. This is called our NPF. I don't know if you can see it. This is our NPF shelf. And so a lot of times customers will send products in. We do our best on the phones to help them figure out what's going on. And then if they're not happy or we can't, they send it in and we have a look at it. And if we find that there's no problem found, it winds up on this shelf, and then the guys up in sales have to figure out, well, now what I'm going to do. And usually that happens either A, because rarely there's an intermittent problem, it does happen, or more likely there's a user problem. And you know, we've all met people who technology just doesn't work for them, right? Everything goes wrong on their phones, everything. And you know that technically speaking, it's unlikely that it's the equipment, it's usually the user. So anyway, then back here, I don't know if you can see, but this bench and the bench behind it is where our audio precision equipment is. And this is shared by the techs, but it's also where a lot of the research is done. So there's a combination of things coming in and out that are being worked on, research, and there's behind there, if you come on a tour, you'll see our chief engineer, Bob Stather, and the head of Crazy Lunatic Designs, Darren Myers. Their secret lab is back there. In fact, well, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna violate all the rules of cinema photography, and we'll just walk here as close as we can so you can see. That's the bench right there for AP testing. This bench here with the microscope, that's all about how we take on and off surface mount components, and that is mostly for research and development. And back here, the Bat Cave. Yep, this is, see if I can slide by. This is our chief engineer, Bob Stather's desk, and all the crazy stuff over here, and this is all R&D. And we talk a lot about this. If you think about research and development, they really aren't a thing. There's research and there's development, and they are very separate entities. And that distinction is lost by a lot of people. It's like, we're doing R&D. No, you're either doing research or you're doing development. So anyway, much here is development, much here where Darren's desk is, and that's the most expensive AP that we own down there. That's the Cadillac of all audio precisions. Darren is mostly doing research. So research, development, and it's kind of how it works. So, all right. I do hope you come take a tour if you have a chance to be in the Boulder area. But that's just a little mini tour to give you an idea of what it's all about. Okay. Thanks. Bye.